Good morning, friends, and welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. My name's Tiffany. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, and around here that means it is my weekly injection day for my GLP-1 medication, Mounjaro. I am a type 2 diabetic, and my doctor put me on GLP-1s back in April, the very end of April, so I've been on them now for just over 3 months, and things are going great. So each Thursday I do like to do a quick recap on how the previous week went on the medication and how much weight I lost and how I was feeling. So you know that I was put on the 5 milligram a few weeks ago. Today I took my third 5 milligram injection, so I'm starting week 3 of 5 milligrams. And it's been a little bit of a rough ride. Doubling the dosage from 2.5 milligrams to 5 really shook my system. And I've been nauseous a lot more than I was on 2.5, which is to be expected. And my appetite suppression has been really strong. Part of that is because of the nausea, and part of that is just because that's what the medication does. But I did my weigh-in this morning, so completed 13 weeks, starting week 14. I lost an additional 3.5 pounds this past week, which is great because the past 2 weeks I lost very little. So last week I lost 0.2 pounds, and the week before that I lost 0.7. So this week I kind of caught up and evened things out for an average of like 2.2 pounds per week. So I am down a total of 32.2 pounds since April 24th. Yesterday I had Will take a progress photo of me. So back when I first started, I had Alice take a photo of me wearing, it doesn't matter what I was wearing, but I had Will take a photo yesterday of me wearing the same outfit that I wore when Alice took my initial photos. And I'll go ahead and insert that here because the change is amazing to me. I've lost so much weight in my midsection, my face. Also insert a side-by-side just of my face to see how much slimmer that has gotten. Just the inflammation has gone down. So I do have chronic inflammation because of autoimmune disorders that I have, and my joints have felt so much better since being on this medication. I have felt great. I'm sleeping better. I'm moving better. Just overall feeling so much better in my body. So that's been great. I don't know what I was gonna say. That's been great. So that's my update on that. I don't think there's anything else to recap. So I did take my injection this morning. I predict that my appetite suppression will kick into gear again by tomorrow morning pretty strongly. Last week I had appetite suppression all the way through basically yesterday. So much different than when I'm on the 2.5 milligram, where I spend about half the week with strong appetite suppression and then the second half of the week feeling almost normal and eating normal meals. So we're just going with the flow and going with the adjustment and just kind of seeing where it takes us. So that is that. Today's agenda, I have quite a few things on my to-do list. I don't know if I will tackle them all. It kind of just depends on how I'm feeling. I have to go get an oil change. Alice and I are heading to Michigan on Sunday, and we need an oil change on our van, so I need to go do that. I did find a $15 Valvoline coupon, so I'm going to go ahead and use that, which will help offset the cost a little bit. Eventually, we would like to be able to do our own oil changes. Will needs to get jack stands, though. We don't have jack stands. We have a jack for to lift the vehicle, but we don't have jack stands. So I was like, with the cost of what an oil change is at Valvoline, and I know you're paying for convenience, trust me, I get that, but after like 2 oil changes, we'll have paid for the supplies needed to do them at home. So eventually that is our goal. Hopefully this will be the last oil change that I have to do out and about, and we'll have the jack stands and oil pan and everything to do an oil change on our car at home for the next one. So I do need to go get an oil change. I also need to stop at Walmart because yesterday's grocery order, they were out of stock on hamburger buns, and we need them for chicken sandwiches this week. So I need to run in and grab buns of some sort. I wish they would have substituted it with some sort of bun. I had ordered the Newman's Own brioche buns, which is what we've been using lately, and I ordered two 8-count packs, and they were out of stock on that, but they didn't offer to substitute anything, which is frustrating. So I have no buns. So I need to go get buns, hun. And then I do want to make a batch of garden salsa using fresh tomatoes from my garden. So I picked those yesterday, quite a few of them, not like a ton. I only have 6 tomato plants, but enough to where we're not going to eat them like as is before they go bad. So I do want to make a batch of salsa. In yesterday's grocery order, I got red onion, cilantro, and jalapeno, so I can combine that with the tomatoes and lime juice and salt and pepper. And I'm just gonna wing it and make a batch of salsa in my Vitamix. So those are all the things on the agenda today. If I don't get to all of them today, that's fine. I still have tomorrow that I can get an oil change if need be. It just needs to be done before Alice and I leave on Sunday morning. So my goal is to get all of it done today and not procrastinate. We'll see how that goes. Because then tomorrow or Saturday, I do have to get all of our laundry done, pack for our trip, just make sure things are set around the house before she and I leave, and that way the boys are set to be left here home alone while we leave for our trip. So I've got food on hand for them, just easy convenient foods while we're gone, and they'll be fine. I just want to make sure everything's in order before we leave. And yeah, so welcome to the day. I'll bring you along with us and see what kind of trouble we can get into. Also for dinner tonight, I am making baked spaghetti with garlic knots. So I've got my Pioneer Woman baking casserole dish out. I will cook the pasta when it comes time and then mix it with, I've got a pound of ground beef that I defrosted. I will cook the ground beef and the onion and some garlic together. Combine all of that with the jar of pasta sauce. Layer it in the pan. Pour the jar of Alfredo sauce over top of that and top it with mozzarella cheese and then bake it for about 20 minutes. And that'll be dinner tonight. Super exciting. It sounds really yummy right now because I actually have an appetite. And here's my bowl of garden tomatoes. So I'll get those washed up and use those in the salsa this afternoon. We got this Jacko cookies and cream protein powder in the mail. We got it on Amazon and Will has really been enjoying it. So if you're looking for a protein powder that is delicious, this is a good option. It's low in sugar and has good flavor, so Will has really been enjoying this. We also have the strawberry and the vanilla, which he also likes, but I think the cookies and cream is his new favorite. So I am home from running errands. I went to Valvoline, got the oil changed. They also changed the air filter. So $120 later, and that was with a $20 coupon. That's fun. Again, I know you pay for convenience, and I love being able to get in and out super quick, so it is what it is. Went to Walmart after that and picked up the few things I needed and then just got home. In the mail, I had ordered, I don't know, I've been seeing ads for a car air freshener brand called Drift. And so I had ordered a 2-pack the other day and those came in today, so I just put those in, or I put one in the van and then I ordered, I'm gonna use the second one in Will's car when he gets home, because his HHR just smells really stale. It was a work vehicle for many, many years, and so he didn't really, it smells really stale. So I'll show you what Drift is. So you have this metal clip, it's a visor clip, and then there's a piece of wood in here soaked in essential oils that has a magnet on the back. So you clip this on your visor, and then you put the magnetic wood scented air freshener on here, and that's your car air freshener. So the one I got him is called Grove. It's their Citrus Grove scent, so like very orange-ish. And then the one that's in my van is called Bungalow, which is like coconut, like tropical. So I'm gonna put that. I'm sure he's not going to love it, or not care rather, but there was a discount when you bought a 2-pack. So I'm gonna put that in the car when he gets home. I will leave the link and information for Drift down in the description box if I remember. Here's my reminder to myself, so that you can see the website. They don't have a ton of scents, but they do a scent of the month, and they had decent reviews from what I saw, and it's supposed to last longer than, like, every air freshener I ever get for the car never seems to last for like more than a week. So I'm hoping that these ones last longer than that. If they do, I will continue to buy them because I've tried so many different air fresheners on the market meant for vehicles and even things not meant for vehicles, like little scent cups and stuff, and I am not impressed. So Here's hoping that the Drift car fresheners are the solution to that problem. And it is salsa time, so I'm gonna have Alice help me make salsa. I'm gonna wing it, but there's gonna be some variety and measurement of tomatoes, onion, lime juice, cilantro, jalapeno. I'm definitely not doing 3 full jalapenos in this because that would be super spicy. And then sea salt, which I need to grab. Salsa's kind of brown looking, but the flavor's good. I did add a bit too much jalapeno. It's hot, but it's got good flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour it into these mason jars. I don't have a large one. And put it in the fridge and let it meld a bit. And then we've got fresh salsa for the week. And it's more like restaurant style, like it's completely pureed. It's not chunky, just because I didn't feel like going through the extra process of being careful not to like pulverize everything. So it is just very runny restaurant style. Alright, so we got 2 jars of salsa. I realized it's kind of purplish in color because obviously I used a purple onion. So I'm gonna let that sit in the fridge and let it meld, and then we have fresh salsa for the week. So I did add the Drift air freshener coupon or link to the description box as a default upload. All that to say, you save 50% off your first order, so that's a pretty decent discount if you want to give it a try. So I just wanted to input that here because I did just look into the program on their website. So give it a try. It's 3:30. I'm going to take a little mental break and watch the newest episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty that came out yesterday on Amazon Prime. So episode 3, I think. I'm looking right now. Oh, nope, episode 4, I lied. I knew that. Episode 4 just came out yesterday on Amazon Prime. So I'm going to watch that while just kind of chilling, and then I will get started on dinner in a little bit. Will should be home from work in a little bit, and so I'm going to get dinner going, probably after this episode. New book, currently listening to Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. I just started it yesterday, 25% of the way through, and let me read you the synopsis. So this is the first book in a trilogy, or at least it might be a completed trilogy. I think it's completed. The first book is Good Girl Complex, then Bad Girl Reputation, and then The Summer Girl. So this one, full of romance, hijinks, and longing, Good Girl Complex is Elle Kennedy at her very best. She does everything right, so what could go wrong? Mackenzie Cabot is a people pleaser. Her demanding parents, her prep school friends, her longtime boyfriend. It's exhausting, really, always following the rules. Unlike most 20-year-olds, all she really wants to do is focus on growing her internet business, but first she must get a college degree at her parents' insistence. That means moving to the beachside town of Avalon Bay, a community made up of locals and the wealthy students of Garnet College. Max had plenty of practice suppressing her wilder impulses, but when she meets local bad boy Cooper Hartley, that ability is suddenly tested. Cooper is rough around the edges, raw, candid, a threat to her ordered existence, and their friendship soon becomes the realest thing in her life. Despite his disdain for the trust fund kids he sees coming and going from his town, Cooper soon realizes that Mac isn't just another rich clone and falls for her. Hard. But as Mac finally starts feeling accepted by Cooper and his friends, the secret he's been keeping from her threatens the only place she's ever felt at home. So it's a 10-hour audiobook. On Goodreads, it currently has an average rating of 3.57. So I would imagine it'll probably be at least a 3-star read for me, which is, it doesn't sound like a high rating, but a 3-star read for me is like something that was completely enjoyable and I had a good time with. Most books that I read get a 3-star rating. Most books that I read. Yeah. I'm gonna go start dinner. I got halfway through, not even. I got 21 minutes into the newest episode of Summer I Turned Pretty. Will just texted me, he's on his way home, so I'm gonna get dinner started because I've got to boil the water, get the oven preheated, cook the hamburger meat, all of that, and then Will and Jack were gonna cut the grass today, but it just started raining, so that is going to be postponed until tomorrow probably, if not this weekend. Tomorrow's what? Friday. Yeah. So that derailed their plans of doing that. Alright, I've got a lot going on over here. I've got the oven preheating. I've got pasta in the boiling water. My ground beef, onion, and garlic is just about done. And then these are the 3 cheese garlic knots I'm going to make. I'm going to put them in the oven here momentarily. I guess you do 5 minutes, then shake them, and then do another 5 minutes. and the sauce and Alfredo. And just out of the oven, it's bubbly hot. I'm gonna let it cool before cutting into it, but dinner is done. Alrighty, it is about 8:30, I think, something around there, between 8 and 8:30. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out for the night. Dinner was really good. Everyone enjoyed it. I had a small portion, and then I enjoyed a Yasso brand mint chocolate chip ice cream bar. It's frozen Greek yogurt. They are 100 calories and have 5 grams of protein in them, so I feel good about that choice. But yeah, thanks for coming along on another day. I don't know if I'll be vlogging again tomorrow, but if not, I'll catch you on Saturday when we are preparing to leave for Michigan. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Drop a comment, share some love, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye.